Hello, welcome to RevelatorAlf. So in this video I'm going to be talking about whether you should make motorcycle videos in the dark. Catch you inside.
RevelatorAlf.
Hello, welcome to RevelatorAlf. I hope you're enjoying the series and the channel. Please subscribe and hit the notifications bell for all the latest videos. So in this video I'm going to talk about making motorcycle videos, or any kind of video really, in the dark. Is it really worth it? Well, one of the big problems at filming in the dark obviously is light. Now you might think, well, actually, you know, if you're making a motorcycle video, you've got a camera attached to yourself or to the bike, you've got the headlight in front, actually it'll be absolutely fine. The problem is that, you know, action cams, for example, even the newer ones, certainly if you're trying to use a smartphone, whatever action cam it is, they kind of work under optimal, or they work best under optimal lighting conditions, let's say during the day. As soon as you start reducing the light, then it becomes more and more of an issue. Now you can, you know, change the exposure setting on, you know, your drift camera, what I'm filming on now, on your GoPros or whatever other action cam you're using. So this, I'm really talking about action cams on a motorcycle because you're going to make a riding video. So you can change that to kind of counteract the lack of light. You have your motorcycle headlights on full beam, main beam, so it really lights up the road ahead. Now it can work to a certain degree. I've made lots of films, motorcycle films, at night, in the dark, showing particular back roads, or riding through forests, or riding through forest trails, that kind of thing. Yeah, very spooky, you know, kind of feel, atmosphere to the videos as well. You are out there right in the middle of nowhere, all by yourself, and it's completely dark, and you know, it might appear a little bit freaky. However, if you have to compare the quality of that video during the day and at night, then the day video, you know, wins hands down every single time. It really depends what kind of video you're trying to make. Are you trying to convey an atmosphere? You're trying to convey a feeling? Then yes, you can film at night. You can accept the deteriorated video quality by using these, because they only have a certain amount of latitude with using, you know, a specific FPS. With using an exposure meter, you can sometimes on, let's say if you're using a DSLR, you could change the ISO rating as well, you know, to make better use of the light. But essentially on these you're not going to be able to do it. You know, you kind of got very narrow margin for getting or manipulating the available light, and obviously registering the image or images on the sensor. So, you know, it really depends. You know, you can convey some atmosphere, but you're not going to get the quality, and you're certainly not going to get the feeling, and you'll miss out on all the peripheral vision. You know, if you've got a strong light source directly at 12 o'clock, yes, it might work up to a limited period. But if you think about, you know, a camera will pick up, you know, the far distance in, you know, motorcycle video during the day. Obviously you'll have none of that at night. It will just be a black screen with just whatever's lit up by the headlight will be in focus. Now that's for an actual riding video when the cameras are strapped to the bike or to yourself and you're riding along. You'll have a limited picture, limited view of whatever you're trying to film. Now let's say you actually go to a well-lit area and you're having a static camera on a tripod, something like that, and you want to film yourself riding around, and maybe there's lots of floodlights, for example. Yes, then you can do that. You know, there is no reason why you can't use action cams or DSLRs or smartphones to film at night. But again, it's about availability of light. If there's lots of ambient light from floodlights, street lights, that kind of thing, you can make good use of it. Then you can take the video image into your editing software, and you might be able to manipulate the light levels a little bit, so actually it just amplifies whatever light is there, so you get a much better shot as well. But again, the quality for your standard camera is going to be much reduced during the night, during the dark, than it is during the day. Should you film at night? Well, in most situations, I would say no. Leave it alone. Just save your riding videos for daylight conditions where you're making best use of the natural daytime light. That doesn't mean you should always shy away from it. Again, if you're trying to convey a particular message, or show a particular event, if you can get enough light into the shot, then great. So it really depends what kind of video you're going to do. If you've got a static camera on a tripod and it's kind of in dark conditions, you can set up the camera a little bit to film a lot better, and that might work well, and you might get some really good footage. Okay, so if it's on the bike, I would say possibly not. Off the bike, yes. Now, if you're riding in a city, in a built-up area that's got lots of street lights, then yeah, maybe an actual on the bike shot or on a helmet shot, actually in motion might work. It really depends how much street lights available. If you're riding in the countryside, out in the boonies somewhere, it's dark everywhere, you won't get a very good shot as well. So again, look at where you're riding, look at the available light, look at the message or the emotion that you're trying to convey, and then factor that into your filming. And then just experiment. If you're not too sure, just go and film something. Ride along, film something, either in a built-up area with street lights, in the countryside in the dark, and see how the footage comes out. Start playing with it, editing software, and see if you can manipulate it, or if you can get little clips as well. Maybe they'll be worth using. Maybe change the color balance, or even get rid of the color as well, and just use a black and white frame and see how that works. You can get really cool kind of film noir style footage just by filming at night as well. Especially if you start introducing light sources, let's say from from street lamps, that kind of thing. That works really well. And so if you go, let's say for example, in the middle of the night and you're riding around empty streets, for example, you can get some really good footage just on the bike and off the bike, using a static camera on a tripod, and you can get some great footage. Put it into a black and white film, get some black and white footage, maybe change the exposure setting a little bit so lights flare up a little bit, on street lamps and so on and so forth. You'll get this kind of film noir effect, and that works really great. I'm not saying you do every video like that, but you'll get the impression, you get the message. Anyway, I hope this helps, for making a decision whether you're going to film your motorcycle videos during the day or at night. You can do it at night, but you got to think about lots of different things. Obviously the availability of the light, how the finished product is going to be, the video quality, but also does it help with the emotion of the story that you're trying to tell. Anyway, I hope you like this video. As I say, give it a like, hit the comments below, let me know what you think, and please subscribe and hit the notifications bell, and I'll catch you on the next video, whenever that is. Cheers now.